Hello and welcome to our latest video. Now this video has been created based on feedback we've received from our parents, and it's all about what happens after our Ready to Write series. So there are 3 videos already created that are freely available on our YouTube channel, all about how we supported your child in school and how you can support them at home also to work towards that early learning goal.
Now I thought it'd be useful to look at the early learning goal. So this is the first part of writing, the second part of writing, and the third part of the writing early learning goal.
Now we've had some questions here at Hoole all about how we can support our children at home as well as in school with writing. We've given you lots of packs with next steps in, and we've given you some things that you can use at home. Now I will be using all of these in the video, and I'll be showing you how our children use them in school so that you can be consistent as well. Obviously at home you can use the same things that we use. So we've got things like our letter mats that we use, we've got things like our letter formation frames, we've also got special pencils sometimes, and also our finger spacers as well. So looking at all those different ways that we can support your child being a really successful writer.
So you can see here, this is the children's writing toolkit, we call it, and it gives them all those things to support them with their writing wherever they are in their classroom, and you've got a copy of this at home too. Now the first thing we're going to look at is a finger spacer. So you can see here we've got our dinosaur finger spacer, just encouraging the children to recognise when the word starts and finishes and set out their work so it's easier for them to read it back to make sure that it makes sense as well. They can use their actual finger, but these are lots more fun. Now the best thing about these as well is it really helps our children who are left-handed because they don't have to jump over their finger to be able to write. They can use a flat finger spacer, it makes it much easier for them. Also having all the support in the environment, so making sure the sounds are up for them in the displays, their tricky words are clearly displayed, and also where we expect the children to write, having this writing toolkit displayed on the wall next to it so they can actually refer to it as they are writing.
So in addition to supporting your child with all of the things that we provided you with at our parents' evening, including those letter mats and finger spacers, all those things we've talked about already, we're also going to look at reasons to write. And I think this is so key. Lots of parents ask me, how do we get our children to write at home? And it's giving them those opportunities, those authentic opportunities to write at home. So I'll give you examples of things that we do in school. So it can be writing for a million different reasons, but whatever your child is interested in, whether it's a recipe, whether it's a letter to Santa, whether it's a party invitation or a birthday card, it doesn't matter what format their writing takes, it all helps them to become that really successful and also confident writer.
I thought it would be lovely to share here some examples of the children's writing, so a letter to Santa, and also looking at things like a list and moving on to a list of instructions as well on how to make a split pin animal, to labelling things like here, a lovely piece of artwork for Big Ben. You can really see how the children's writing is coming on now, writing in full sentences in response to a question prompt, recording a sequence of a story that they've read, or just even a simple sentence for a diary entry here.
What's so important to note here is we do not stop at the early learning goal. We are always striving and pushing that ambition of our children to achieve that little bit more. So, for example, in the summer term, we might be giving them examples where we would show them how to use a connective in a sentence, so using something like and or because, just to make their writing that little bit more interesting, using connectives already. They might be ready for it. Another way that we could do that is by adding adjectives to our writing as well to make it more interesting. So all of these skills, we're not just going to be stopping at that early learning goal, we're going to be striving for that little bit more. Now I've chosen the title of this video carefully because when you come to think about what children write, what they want to write, it's all about enjoyment of writing, giving it a purpose, that reason to write. So from using a fairy postbox outside in our nature garden to writing a letter in a ship in a bottle to a pirate, it can take any form, and it's whatever your child is interested in, that's what we go with. And I think that's so key for them. giving them those different strategies, giving them the different support in different ways to support them to become independent writers is so vital at this age. And we want them to be confident, and we want them to have that attitude where they will have a go. They're not afraid to make mistakes, they will always have a go. And with just those few things around them when they're writing, we do tend to find that the children become very independent writers. And you know what? They use those skills on a daily basis. What I love to see is when the children are in the classroom, they go and apply those skills after I've taught it. And that is wonderful to see, because I've taught them a new sound, for example, and off they go into the construction area and they're using it. They might be at the writing table somewhere where you'd expect them to see it. They might be writing it on the chalkboard outside, and it is lovely to see them applying it in their independent learning time. I really hope you found this video useful, and it's given you a great insight into how our children become those independent, strong, confident writers here at Hoole Church of England Primary School. Please, if you've liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and you can also follow us. It's completely free to subscribe on YouTube, and you'll get an alert as soon as we post some new content. And also comment down below if there's anything else you'd like me to cover on any of our YouTube content. I'm always looking at those comments, so please feel free. And thank you so much for taking the time to watch.